Welcome, Libra and Libra cross watchers, to your mini weekly love reading. So, of course, I hope you guys all had a great weekend, that it was either restful or fun or both, and that you have a great week planned. So we're going to have a card for you, a card for them, and a card for the situation. Libra, I feel like you are... Bear with me with this sentence, okay? I feel like you are burdened right now, but it feels like you're burdened because you feel like not only do you seem to be carrying the lion's share of that burden, but I feel like your person, it's like they're walking away from something that would lighten the load for both of you, out of spite, trying to prove a point or something like that. I feel like this person seems to have this, like, I don't think this is a word, but I'm going to say it anyway, like this rightitis, like they always have to be right. And I feel like you may not really see them as being, kind of having the upper hand or the moral high ground in this situation. And I feel like you may be in a position, for whatever reason, that it's not anything that you can do anything about. Like, it's not an issue that you can do anything with. For example, it's like if this person maybe like left home, or they left something behind, and you met them on their journey to where they wanted to go. And it's like, maybe at first you didn't mind shouldering some of that burden, but when you find out how it came to be, I feel like there's almost this energy of feeling a little bit foolish. Not that you are a fool, but feeling like you made a decision too quickly without, it's like maybe you didn't have all of the information and you were just kind of wanting to, be helpful with a loving heart to somebody, right? And it does feel to a certain extent that you feel like a lot of people can see it. And I feeling here, Libra, that it's not, people may not actually be able to see it. I feel like it's more your insecurity with wanting to get out of that situation before it becomes, I want to say, like, before anybody sees you with them or something of that nature, or before anybody sees you carrying a load for somebody that they can carry themselves. You know what I mean? That somebody took advantage of you. I feel like that's really something that you are not wanting to. Oh, okay. So, and a card. Okay. So your person's the Magician. We have the Moon between you. And then we do have the Five of Cups at the bottom of the deck. So it kind of feels like whoever you're involved with right now is not the person in this card. I feel like this Magician person is somebody that is, you know what it feels like, Libra? Excuse me. It feels like this is a message for those of you that are with somebody that you wish you never got with, that you are, and I'm not trying to knock anybody, okay? This is just what I'm seeing in the cards. And I feel like you may be in an energy where you're beating yourself up for this situation starting in the first place. And I feel like you may not realize that there's someone else out there that it's almost like that may have been through a similar situation. I don't feel like either of you know about the other person just yet. It may feel like this is somebody that's from, like your opposite ends of the earth sort of thing, that it's like externally there may be a lot of opposites, but internally, and there's a connection there, that there's a lot of similarities between the two of you. And I feel like it's a connection where you both really have a lot of respect for the other person's opinion and their experiences. It feels like it's a connection where I do want to say it may or may not be romantic, right? I want to say, like, limiting love to just romance is really kind of cheating the true essence of the word, right? So I feel here that it's something, it feels like it's one of those things where it would be like a lifelong friendship where despite the fact that, you know, maybe the two of you will have different careers, different jobs, different partners, but it's like the two of you are always able to kind of come back to each other and touch base. And it just feels like it's that kind of a solid connection. And I feel like this person, excuse me, maybe somebody that is quite spiritual. I feel like you may not be able to feel this coming because you're still in this energy, but I feel like this person does. They may not know who you are or what you're going to look like or any of that sort of thing, but this person knows that something bigger is on its way. And I feel like they're busy almost kind of like making space for it. That doesn't feel right. I actually feel like this person is kind of starting from a blank slate, so to speak. And so I feel like they've already cleared things out. They're just starting to build certain things and put certain things in place. I feel like they're really following their intuition. It's almost like in terms of what they're building, it feels like it's one of those things where it's like it doesn't really make sense to them what they're doing. But once it all comes together, it'll be like, oh, okay. For example, if ever you've seen one of those like contouring videos and you're looking at them like, what is even happening right now? And then they do all of their stuff and they put the full makeup on and it's like, whoa, well, all right then. It's that kind of an energy, but I feel like this person is just trusting in themselves, their intuition, and they're just kind of letting that lead them. I do feel to a certain extent that this person was with someone that really made them feel like they were worthless. I feel like this person was, you know, a little bit of a holier than thou, wanted more attention than they were willing to give. I feel like this person may have made your person feel like a dirtbag. That might be really specific, but it's like if this person is, it's almost like their past person may have called them a hippie or something like that. It might be really specific, but whatever it was, it's like, okay, whatever it was at the time, it may have taken your person's self-esteem down a few notches, but I feel like the longer they've been away from them, the more they've healed. But they do seem to be in this kind of like isolated hermit energy. And I actually feel like some of the weightedness that they're experiencing may actually be empathy for you without realizing it. You know what I mean? It's almost like because they can feel that you're suffering, it seems to be almost kind of like, oh, hold on for a second. It seems to be blocking their view of something, or it's like, hold on for a second. It's like they may not realize why they're feeling kind of like out of sorts and just heavy and kind of like almost like they want to cry a lot of the time. And I feel like it's actually your energy that they're feeling. So I think we're going to pull, hold on for a second. I'm just checking which deck. Next steps for Libra. Okay. Can we get one card for the next step for Libra? Next step. Any advice? Eight of Pentacles with the Three of Wands. Okay. Libra. I feel like whatever you are moving towards here, I feel like it is going to take some strength, but it's almost like that kind of courage is only going to be needed once to make the decision. I feel like once you make the decision, everything really just kind of like flows really easily from there. I feel like there's a message here to look honestly at the effort and the expertise that you have been almost like, hold on for a second. I feel like there's something that you've wanted to do that you haven't been doing because you've been carrying this person's burden because you've been trying to help them. And I feel like there is, sorry, one moment, please. Sorry about that. So I feel like there's something that you have been longing to do that I feel like you've been waiting to do, but you felt a certain duty to this person to help them carry their load. And I feel like it may take you a hot minute from when you find out what this person's really done to their own life to get there, to get to that place. I feel like there's a bit of a message here that forgiving yourself for, hold on, forgiving yourself for helping this person, which, come on, Libra, isn't that a bit of a, like, there's nothing wrong with wanting to help somebody. And I feel like maybe you feel like you made a snap decision, but when you had more information, it's that thing of like, when you knew better, or like, when you know better, will you do better? And I feel like the answer here is yes. There's just a bit of you working through feeling bad, feeling like you've wasted some time, either before you make that jump or as you make that jump. But I feel like as you get there, I almost want to say there's no rush. I feel like when you get to that place where you're kind of ready to stand up, it's like that's when everything's ready to start moving. So there's no rush, there's no pressure. It's like just take a little bit of time for yourself. I feel like you may be somebody that doesn't do that very often. You may be somebody that it's like, if you're in the middle of doing something for yourself and somebody calls you and is like, hey, I need this, it's almost like, okay. And you put aside, you know, what you're doing and you go and help somebody. And I feel like there's a message here that if that is what you have been doing, you seem to be, not that you're going to stop helping people, but that like when you're taking that time for yourself, you'll turn your phone off. You know what I mean? It's like you're going to make certain changes in your how you do things to put up boundaries so that people like this don't get to come in and, you know, almost like garner sympathy from you or get your help when in actuality, they're the person that put themselves in this position. So that's what I have for you today, Libra. If this reading resonated, I hope it was helpful and brought you some clarity. Just a couple of quick housekeeping things. I do have private readings available, so my email's below in the description box. The singles and new love reads for January will be out this week. And I just want to say there's a poll in the community section. And if you have an opinion, I'd love your vote as to whether or not those longer reads that are released during the week, if you would prefer them all in one day or, you know, a few every day as it has been. I know sometimes when I'm posting really regularly that it can come up the works, if you will, for your feed. So if you have an opinion and you're willing to vote, I'd love to have it, and we'll see you on the next one. Much love. Bye.